Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 105 and today I have just logged in inside a block inside Iskal's area. Iskal seems to be standing up at the top there. I think he might be doing something work-wise, but this is where we were at the end of the previous episode of Hermitcraft because of course we were working on the shop system. Now that was one heck of a redstone project. It took me a lot of hours to try and work out how to do, but I think I've managed to pull it off. The only thing was, I didn't really understand what the redstone lamps were for, but I think Iskal said, and you guys said down in the comment section, that he wants the redstone lamps to turn on when you have enough rotten flesh to buy each one of the items, which I don't know if is possible. I mean, it's one of those things that the comparator can only detect certain levels of amounts of rotten flesh. It can't detect the exact number of rotten flesh, which means that if we've got items that are like 7 items required to buy it, the system's not going to be able to know. So, yeah, we'll have to do some work on that one. We'll have to try and work out what exactly we can do with the redstone lamps. But for the time being, we're not going to be working on that in today's Hermitcraft episode. Instead, we're going to be heading back over to the base. But before I head back, I mean, this place looks mental. Seriously crazy. I know I mentioned this in the previous episode, but this is really awesome looking. Both sides. I might be able to take some inspiration from this and actually use it in my town project. As a side note, I am totally lost. I have absolutely no clue where I should be heading or what direction I should be going in. This is not good. Anyway, now that we've finally managed to make it back to the base, it is time to start work on this area here. We're actually going to make some progress. We're going to start placing in some bits. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to plan out all of my pathways. So all of the paths that are going to be hooking up all of the build, they're going to go in today's Hermitcraft episode. And, I mean, I actually need to work out what I want the paths to look like. I haven't even thought of the design yet. I've just popped into the testing world and I'm trying out some designs. This does not work. Those pathways are way too dark. What's making them so dark? This is definitely an improvement. It looks very regal. We've got like a very regal walkway going through the center here, but this could look quite cool. And then you can see I've also added in a few street lamps here and there. I don't know how many of those I'm actually going to have in the town, but I think that'll be good. This is good. I've also asked you guys to suggest things on Twitter, so I'm going to be taking a look at a few of those, but I'm fairly happy with this. Yep, that's the design that we're going to be using for the time being. So I have just popped through into the jungle biome, and I'm just in the process of wiping out a whole bunch of leaves. We're going to need tons of the stuff because, of course, all of the pathways are lined with these jungle leaf blocks. Jungle leaf blocks, for me, they just look the best. They're the coolest looking leaf block in Minecraft, so that's the one that we're going to be using. So I've gone on the trek out to the jungle, and I'm just in the process of gathering some up. And you know what? I might actually gather up some wood as well. I don't want to be leaving these wooden posts up. I think it might annoy some of the other members of the server. Now, I've got to say, I am kind of regretting choosing jungle leaves for this one because these things are some of the most difficult things to get hold of. We've had a bit of a nightmare. It's been dark. It's been light. We've got rain now, so none of the mobs are despawning. So I keep getting beaten up by those guys. We've got creeper holes all over the place. But I have got around about 16 stacks of jungle leaves so far. I think maybe I might aim for about 20. Right, I think that just about does it. So we have got, so that is 6, then we have, so that's 8, 12, 13, and 22, 23. 23 stacks of jungle leaves. If that's not enough, then I will cry myself to sleep. One thing that I definitely should have done before lighting up this entire area is I should have terraformed the place. I mean, I don't know why I didn't, but we have got loads and loads of big structures and horrible land masses and things, so I'm going to try my best to flatten out this area just a tiny bit so that it's a little bit better for all of the building, because otherwise we're going to be all over the place. So I have been doing this for quite some time now. That massive mound has been removed, so that's all looking much better. We don't have any crazy landscapes going on there, but I've realized that this entire space is pretty higgledy-piggledy. Okay, there's things going on all over the shop. So at the minute, I'm just trying my best to flatten out everything and just almost average out the land. So I'm going to fill in this area a little bit so that we don't have this dip here. I'm going to try my best to smooth out this, take out these ponds, and just make sure that the entire space is flat. I mean, I don't know why I didn't do this. This seems strange that I wouldn't have done this already. Now, I would say that is considerably better. You can see that there's very few fluctuations in the height of the land. We've got big areas of flatness there. We've got some bigger areas of flatness there. And then we have a gradual decline going down in this area. You know what? I'm actually tempted. I might even pull this back so it's a sharp decline so that we have a bigger flat space on this area here. Yeah, I think that's the technique to take. But this is good fun. It's so relaxing. Just chilling out, taking out all of the dirt. I'm actually going to have to repair my shovel. But yeah, it's really chilled out. I'm having a lot of fun. And there we go. Finally, this place is done and it is looking much, much better. That looks like it's ready for building. That looks like a set of places where we can actually place in some builds. Okay, finally, let's actually start placing in some pathways now. So I think the way that I'm going to tackle this is I've got the second account that's flying up in the sky up above there, looking down on this environment, just so I can see where I'm actually going with these pathways. And then what I'm going to do is just place in the outskirts. So these are these little stair setups with the stone slabs and then the cobblestone walls. And we're just going to place in all of these, making their way throughout the entire place. Now this is going to take a long time because this is a massive area and these pathways, they aren't cheap. So we're going to have to use up a lot of stone and a lot of cobblestone here, but it's going to basically worm its way about and end up creating a town plan, essentially. Now, I just want to say, because I haven't really featured this place in my videos particularly often since I built it, the bedroom is being used. I have a bit of a history on the Hermitcraft server for not really having a place to sleep and always just having beds lying around. So I'm happy to say that the bedroom that I constructed specifically for my bed is actually, I'm using it. I'm using it all the time. It's the only bed that I've got, I think. So I would say we're about halfway done on all of the pathway planning. I'm trying my best to make sure that we have enough space for builds around this thing. And I have to say, it looks really good. Really, really cool. And then it drops down like this. I'm trying my best to work out the staircases and things. So it drops down like this, and then it goes through into this next flat area here. And we're going to run across up to around about there, and also up and across out the back there as well, most probably. And then I need to work out a way to maybe drop a pathway down so that we can do the fishing village. But that'll be off in the future. And that should just about do it. One pathway system all planned out, been taken down, been reconstructed, everything like that. Now it is finally in place. Okay, let's get in all of the bushes and also all of the floor blocks. But before we can do that, we're going to need a whole ton of glowstone. We have 56, but I don't think that's quite going to cut it, to be quite frankly honest with you. So I think it might be time. Yeah, there's definitely nothing. I think it might be time for a 1 hour glowstone mining session. I'm gonna go, ooh, or should I use fire? That idea literally just came to mind. Just give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I like the idea of the fire. I think it's quite a cool plan because, of course, on the Hermitcraft server, we don't have fire spread on. So this fire isn't ever going to burn through these leaves. So it does look quite cool. But I don't know if I can deal with the particles. The particles are just a little bit too much. It could be an option for the future though, but yeah, for the time being, we're going to be sticking with glowstone. So as I was saying, 1 hour glowstone mining session. I'm going to go away. I'm going to try and get as much glowstone as possible in 1 hour from the nether. Wish me luck. Hopefully I don't fall in lava. So in today's super fast time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you about my subscribers, the subscriber count of the YouTube channel, and also my total view count, because I've just clicked on my Creator Studio, and I've noticed that we've actually passed a massive milestone with my view count. We have passed 500 million views. We're closer to 1 billion views than we are to 0. That's 500 million views. 500 million. I hadn't even noticed going past that. We're at 501,463,277 total views. What on earth? That is completely bonkers. But the thing that I was actually going to mention is that we're currently approaching 2 million subscribers. You guys have been mentioning it down in the comments section. I've been seeing it popping up everywhere. We're getting incredibly close. At this point in time, during this time-lapse chat, we are currently at 1,998,716 subscribers. And I am doing this at 12:18, so this video is going to be releasing in 8 hours' time. I'll be interested to see how many subscribers I have in 8 hours' time. Maybe we could be closing in on just under 1,000 to go until 2 million. But that is crazy. That is like totally bonkers. I should come up with an idea for a special. I haven't done that. I haven't come up with any plans yet for any form of special video, so maybe let me know your ideas down in the comment section. That would be massively helpful. I'm not a big specials kind of guy. I don't tend to do many special videos for milestones and things, but it has kind of dawned on me that maybe if a good idea comes up, I will give it a go, and I'll see what I can do. So anyway, big thank you for all of the support. If you wouldn't mind telling everyone in your neighborhood, your nan, your auntie, everyone like that, to subscribe to me on YouTube, that would mean the world to me. But anyway, let's pop back onto the Hermitcraft server. And I am back. I have managed to make it back to my nether tunnel. I'm just in the process of mining my way through into the tunnel, which is, I feel like I need to create like an exit that takes us out into the general environment out there, because that would be really handy. I keep breaking holes in my tunnel. But anyway, during that 1 hour session, I managed to get myself this much glowstone. It's not bad. I mean, that's 9, 10, 11 and a half stacks. I mean, I would have liked to have gotten more than that. I don't think this is going to be enough, but I'm still happy with it. I mean, how much more can I do? I was mining glowstone like a madman. I was flying through the nether. It was crazy. I thought I was going to die at certain points. So yeah, I definitely risked my life for this stuff. Right, so we are about halfway done, I would say, on placing in all of the blocks for this pathway. And as far as the glowstone is concerned, we have used about half of it. So, in a way, that's kind of promising. Halfway done and used half the glowstone, but also, it could mean that we're cutting it a little bit fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is now completed. It is all in, and it has taken us many hours to get to this point, which I know may seem ridiculous, but there's just been so many roadblocks in our way. So, all of the glowstone is in place, all of the leaves are in place as well. Now it is time to get the actual central section in too. Pathways, man. I mean, I never want to build another one again. This is really starting to take shape, and it is looking super cool. We have got a posh neighborhood here. I might actually have to redesign some of the houses to make them fit in with this pathway, because this thing is like, it's like the sort of thing that you'd imagine the Queen walking down. I don't really know. We're gonna have to build regal houses out of quartz. And that's it. We are done. Finished. The pathways are completed. We have got ourselves the infrastructure for our little town. Okay, that is looking really nice. Really cool. So we've got all of that. We've worked out where these pathways are actually going to be going. That gives us a rough idea of where the houses and all of the buildings are going to be going as well. I guess the next thing that I've got to start work on... Well, see, I've been reading through your comments down in the comment section, and you've been suggesting other builds as well for this place. Now, obviously, the bank is one of them. A town hall is one of them. That's something that I hadn't thought of. A park. A lot of people have been suggesting a park with like a bandstand and things. Really like that idea. And continue to suggest your build ideas down in the comment section, because it's super handy. But I think what I want to do now is I just want to do a little bit of tree planting and bone mealing and things like that. Just making the environment look a tiny bit more natural, because at this point in time, it's quite barren. But before we do anything like that, unfortunately, I've actually run out of time for today. So I'm going to chuck all of my items into this chest right here. And we're going to activate the sorting system. So all of the items are now flowing out of this thing, and they're going to be making their way into the sorting system. So we're going to clear out all of the buffer item chests, and I'm going to chill out somewhere around about here inside a nice environment that hopefully shouldn't lead to me dying, because I tend to die quite a lot in my AFK sessions. And we are back on the server, and by the look of things, we are, well, being plagued by slime. I'm so happy that those fence posts are there, because otherwise we would have been in trouble. But anyway, let's just quickly make sure that our sorting system has actually done its job, because otherwise I'll be quite upset. Blimey, who needs a slime farm? Look, we've almost got 2 stacks of the stuff from just one AFK overnight session. But anyway, all of these chests seem to be empty, which is a promising sign, but I just need to double check the redstone. So let's quickly break our way through into this area here. Hopefully we haven't broken any redstone there, but we just need to make sure. Good. All of our droppers are empty. It looks like that's the case all the way through. So I think finally we've come up with a system that actually works with this thing. Okay, next up we need to go back around and relight the entire island area where I've done all of the terraforming, because wherever I've terraformed, there's no longer any torches. So we need to make sure that this place is completely safe so that we can actually start building. Yep, I would say that's just about done the trick. Now, of course, these torches aren't going to be sticking around for the entire time that we're building this. I think once we actually start getting some houses in, I'm going to do the old trick of placing pumpkins underneath the leaf blocks. But I didn't want to do anything like that for the time being, simply because, well, I mean, I don't have any buildings in place, so I'll probably end up wasting a whole bunch of leaves and also pumpkins. But anyway, next up, it is time to start planting in some saplings. You can see we've got one tree here, which is a good place to start, but I just want to decorate this place and make sure that it looks cool, ready for all of the houses to be built. So I've used up about a full stack of saplings, and this thing is starting to really look nice. Now, I've left some gaps for all of the houses that are going to be going in here, but I have to say, yeah, this looks really, really cool. I mean, it's just a bunch of trees, but it's making the whole place look a lot more alive. And once we start getting the builds in, yeah, I can imagine this is going to make all the difference. Okay, let's do the other half of the island, even if we are running a little bit low on the saplings. And now we have run out. So, I am back over in the foresty area. What on earth? How did I not notice this when I came in? There's a big sign that says, I believe that says 2018, so this is like a Happy New Year's sign. What on earth is going on here? Where have all of these guys come from? Seriously, they all just started pouring out of this cave. Where are they from? Finally, we have full coverage of trees in our town area. Nice. Okay, so where can we go from here? Like, what are we going to do next? I mean, I suppose I should probably start work on the lighthouse. And the lighthouse has been the subject of a lot of controversy down in the comment section. So maybe we should head into the creative world and do a little bit of tweaking there. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you, I can't actually find the world where I built all of the buildings in. This was like a test project for a campfire. There's a 3x3 piston door over there. Where on earth did I put it? This could be a bit of a problem. I see what you guys mean. Yeah, a lot of you have been saying down in the comment section that this thing is too short, and I would have to agree. This is not a particularly tall lighthouse. This would not do a very good job at doing what a lighthouse is meant to do, which is be tall and shine a light out to all of the ships that are meant to be out at sea. Okay, I'm going to do some redesign. I don't even like the base, really. I don't actually like all the bricks. This is going to be a pretty heavy redesign here, so I think I'm going to copy it and move it over to here, and then we'll basically replace everything. So first off, I've decided to swap out the bottom section so that it fits in more with the pathway theme, and I quite like it. I think that looks a lot better than it did before. I've still got a few sections of bricks, so if we take a look, yeah, that's nowhere near as nice. This is much, much cooler. Okay, so that's a strong start. Now let's just elongate this thing a little bit. Is this an improvement? I mean, it definitely looks better than that tiny little lighthouse over there. But I don't know how I feel about... So originally I had a band of red blocks going around like this, up at the top here. But I don't know how I feel. No, that definitely doesn't look quite right. Maybe one more block on top of this, or maybe even just extending these a little bit so that it doesn't look so top heavy, because at the minute it looks really top heavy. Right, I would say that just about does it. If we cover up all of these blocks right here, that should be that, and that should give us our lighthouse. Now, I would say that is considerably better. That's much, much better than that thing. That was... Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was good. I mean, I kind of wanted... So the reason that I'm using hardened clay as opposed to concrete for a lot of these builds is because I really like the slightly more muted colours. But I do agree with you that the white is not a good colour. It's like a fleshy colour. It's a bit strange. So if we just swap these out for white... Yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks considerably better. Okay, so we're going to be using white concrete for all of the whites around this area here. And yeah, that's definitely improving things. Now, we are going to have to do some thinking about these builds. Because, to be quite frankly honest with you, I don't think these... That would probably fit in. That will probably fit in with our walkways. That will fit in with our walkway. This sort of thing... I think it probably will, actually. But I kind of want to build some townhouses and things. I'll have to have a think. I'm going to do some thinking over the next couple days. I'm going to try my best to work out how I'm going to be approaching these builds, because this is tricky. One thing that I was thinking about the other day is that imagine if someone who doesn't do redstone decided that they were going to take on a big redstone project. It would take them ages, okay? It would take them absolutely ages, whereas for me, that doesn't take quite as long. However, I'm terrible at building, so I've decided to take on a big building project, and it is taking me hours. It is taking me so long to work out all of this stuff and get it up and running. So I apologize if the progress seems a little bit slow. I really want to get this right. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.